Hello everyone and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade. I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 64. Today is Sunday, November 9th, 2014, and we're recording in the late afternoon, so hopefully the light holds. It seemed like it wasn't doing too bad, it just isn't nearly as bright as what it is earlier. So, how's it been going this week? I've been fairly busy, but I had some stealth projects, so luckily they were very fast stealth projects, so I do have a couple of finished objects to show you today. So I think I started the first one on Wednesday, and then I started the second one yesterday because I went off to buy buttons and it seemed like a shame to have not had a pair. So I made two, callimetry headbands. So this is headband number 1. And then it has this little like short row technique which makes it so that you can put a little button, which is pretty cool. And I've made this pattern before, and luckily I took very exhaustive notes on Ravelry. So the nice thing about this pattern is that it looks really cute with your hair up. This hair done. This one is actually probably pretty close to how the pattern was written, which is pretty large, but I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. And then the other one, I actually used 2 different yarns. So this is Plymouth Surrey Merino hand paint. So this is Surrey alpaca and merino. So it's very fluffy and very fuzzy and very warm, which is lovely. I really like how this one turned out because it turned out I had combined the 2 skeins that I had of it, and I really ended up making this like cool rainbow look to it. So put this guy on. So they cover an awful lot of your head, but your ears are well covered and your hair is free to flip around. What is it? So my sister had requested this last year and I forgot to make it before winter was over. So I'll be giving this to her in a couple of weeks when I get to see her, which is exciting. So it really is like an afternoon project for like 50 grams of yarn. I think both of these are approximately 50 grams. I guess I didn't weigh them before I attached the buttons on, but I'm sure it's not going to be too bad. I just guesstimated that it'd be 50. I ended up running out of yarn towards the end, and I definitely didn't have enough of this. So there's a more pinkish part, but it turned out the color of this one was really, really close to the pink that was in that yarn, so I'm just rolling with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out, so we'll see which one she ends up picking or whether or not I give it to my other sister. It all depends on whether or not they wear them, but this was the headband which I found sitting in her car in Buffalo, so it gets used, so I like making things for people who use it, so works out. So 2 headbands done, finished in the week. Surprise stealth projects. They were nice, really mindless knits. It's like basically knit back and forth and then a little bit of short rows. So I don't remember who the designer was, but it is a nitty pattern, calorimetry. It was really popular a few years ago, and I think for whatever reason it disappeared. You can sort of tune how big it's going to turn out by how many short rows you decide to do. So I think the last time I made this, I used less short rows, but I was sort of enjoying the knitting of it all, so it went from there. So this means that I'm once again back to 1 project on the needles, which are the socks from my grandpa. I must be like in a slightly gift mood since everyone else in the world is in a gift mood. So this is the Cranberry Biscotti pattern. It is also another free pattern. I'm knitting it out of Wool Misa in the Grafrots, Lazarots, and Dora colorways. And it's definitely looking more long than it was last week. I'm trying to figure out where my ruler is hiding. Is it deep within? Oh yeah, it's deep within. Sorry guys. Deep within my knitting bag lurks a ruler, and I can figure out how far I got. So it's not been the most exciting knitting. I don't know if it'll go faster once I know I'm closer to being done. So it's currently 7 inches from the heel to where I am, which means it is now the right size for me. I believe I'll have to double check with another cell calculator, but I think it needs to be 10.8 inches before it's long enough. So I still have some ways to go still. Depending on how I measure it, it might even be, yeah, we'll just play it safe and say it's 7 inches so far. But it proceeds. I'm probably due for another detangling soon. Or I guess I'm almost done with that row. Or did I just start that row? It's hard to tell right now. So this continues on. This is going to be my contribution for the Whip the Whipscal and the Sock Knitters group, which is going on until the end of the year. And like the weather's been so nice, I'm still sort of in disbelief that the end of the year isn't that far off. So hard to believe. But such is life. So those continue on. It's one of those things where you can get like a couple of rows done in a couple spare moments and then move on. So it has been a very easy project to work on as long as I have enough light to be able to tell what color I'm on. And so the last thing I'm working on, which I got a decent amount of progress done, is I'm spinning the second half of the Redfish Dyeworks Merino Silk. So this is a 50-50 blend. So I think when I talked to you guys last week, I didn't have any done on it so far, but now I've made some progress. I don't know, maybe there's a 1/4 inch wound on my spindle now. I didn't end up weighing it to check and see how much I'd actually accomplished this week. And of course it's very sticky and very floofy right now. So it's getting to the point now where I might be able to actually feed it from the bag properly. It's been a little bit reluctant to roll. But hopefully I can get some spinning done on this tonight, because it is a very lovely project to work on. Look at that floof. Floof. So, oh, I totally forgot to bring this down, but after recording yesterday, I went ahead and I ended up carding up the next 2 ounces of roll logs for my Shetland sweater spin. And what was it? In the Completely Twisted Arbitrary group, there appears to be this, like, the beginnings of a cowl forming for knitting yourself a cocktail. And, well, the sweater that I was intending to make for this project was the Mulled Cider, which is the Thea Coleman, aka Baby Cocktails design. So, but I would need to do a tremendous amount of spinning on the Shetland in order to get that there. So, I don't know if I need, like, it's more like I'm spinning this to be a palette cleanser in between skeins, but I have more skeins than I used to have, which is a good thing. It still seems like, so I ended up smushing all of the fleece into 2, you know, like the plastic grocery bags, and it seems like I don't ever make a dent when I end up carting it out. And I know that I'm gonna need, like, all of it, probably in order to make the sweater, so it's sort of crazy making to just see how much more it has to go, but that's why I'm taking breaks in between. So I'll probably end up having a decent jag of podcast watching tonight, and that'll be nice. Get further on the merino silk so that I can get back to the shell end again. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to finish my spin the bin unless that's the only thing I spin. And then I'd pretty much have to be on a skein every 2 weeks sort of jag in order to get that done, and I'm not sure I can do that or not. It's almost the case where I want to like go down to the spinning shop at some point and then renting a wheel. That might end up getting me through it a lot faster than the alternative at the moment, but who knows. So, any other things up? So I don't know if I'm gonna have another random spurt of making random small things just because it seems like fun. In paper, I ended up using up the rest of my Surrey Merino, but I know that I still have about 50 grams left of the blue color if I so desire to make more of the crazy little headbands or something else. I'm not sure. I also have a lot of this like corally orange color, which does look fairly nice with it. It's like really, really eye-searing. Like I ended up way back when making like a pair of mittens where I held the orange and then this color together, and that was eye-searing. I decided that I was never wearing the stupid mittens, so it was silly to keep the project. And it is like really, really lovely, fluffy, soft yarn. So it seemed, yeah. But if I'm going at this rate, I will not have any more of the, I'm not sure how much of the orange I have actually, but maybe I could make 2 more of those little headband things with what I've got and just do the alternate sort of thing, which was what I ended up doing in order to make the 2-color one, but we shall see. I ended up knitting it on size 5s instead of size 8, so very, very different than the pattern. It appears that it'll work out though. So is there anything else I wanted to talk about today? I should be able to record next week. I might end up recording a bit later. We'll see. But what is it? And then, so if today is the 9th, that would make that the 18th. But that, no. That totally didn't work out. Yeah. No, it would be the 16th. That makes a lot more sense. So I should be able to record on the 16th. And I might end up recording later because one of the members of my knitting group, it looks like she's moving to Oklahoma, so we need to make a visit to the Madelinetosh store. And well, no time like the present. Since I ended up missing out on going to the Dallas-Fort Worth yarn crawl, so what was I thinking? I guess it's really, really crazy during the yarn crawl, so it's probably better that I ended up missing it, but so other things that are also on the horizon is that the week of my birthday will be the Dallas-Fort Worth Yarn Fest, Fiber Fest, something like that. So I think I ended up missing out on signing up for classes. We're bringing in some actually really good teachers. But I believe that I will be going to that, so that should be a good time. Or definitely something to look forward to. So a lot of the interesting people who end up visiting out west should be there. And I don't know, I'm excited. And it's the week of my birthday. It's so easy to justify things on the week of my birthday. So with that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to chatting with you next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.